Hey there, this is Akshmita and welcome to a new video. So in this video, we are going to build such a ML model which can predict whether you are diabetic or not. So in this project, we are also going to build a web app so that you can put it in your resume for future purpose, right? So let's go to my coding screen. So these are the three libraries which are going to use, and we are going to use Streamlit for uh, making web app. So let me show you. So first of all, this is the data set I'm going to use, that is PIMA Indians diabetes database, and you can download it from Kaggle. So and the next thing is the Streamlit. So this is the company that allows you to build or host ML models on the internet, and this is really awesome. So we are going to use this. So coming to our code, you need to install these three libraries: Streamlit, Pandas, and sklearn, using these three statements. And don't worry, I have provided the code in the description below. And then let's first of all import our library. So I'm going to import Streamlit as st, Pandas as pd, and I'm going to import image from my Python imaging library, that is pill, and I'm going to use accuracy score from sklearn.metrics, and I'm going to use this model, that is random forest classifier. And then I'm going to use train test split for splitting my data into training and testing. So now this is my CSV file which I have downloaded from the Kaggle, and this is the location where my CSV file is present. Okay, then then I have given the title to my Streamlit web app. So this defines that st.title defines the title of your web app. Okay, so I have given diabetes checkup. Then after it, I have given a subheading, that is training data. So I'm going to show the customer or the patient also the training data on which my model is trained. So I'm going to first of all put the subheading, that is training data, and after this I have described my data, that is what is the minimum, maximum, all the data. So let me first show you the data set. So this is my CSV file. Okay, so in this there are around 9 columns, and first one is pregnancies, then glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, body mass index, that is BMI. Then this one is diabetes pedigree function, the age, and the outcome. Okay, so this one denotes that you are diabetic, and the 0 denotes that you are not diabetic. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show my patient the description of this whole data set, that what are the maximum number of pregnancies or maximum glucose, mean, max, all those things I'm going to show. So you know that that is done by using the this function where it went, yeah, df.describe. Okay, then after this I'm going to show some chart visualization to my customer or my patient. So st.subheader, so I'm going to put another heading, that is visualization, and then I'm going to show a bar chart thing using st.bar chart. And I've given my data set, that is data frame that I've created from my data set, and I've provided it as a parameter. After this, you know that my X data, that is my columns, all my features should not contain my outcome. Okay, because outcome is going to be my result, so that I have stored it in my y variable, and all the other features I have stored it in my X variable. So X is going to be df.drop, that means I am dropping the last column, right? And y is equal to df.ilog, all the rows, this means all the rows and only the last column. So this is the meaning of this statement. Now I'm going to use train test split to split my x and y data into x train x test, y train y test, and my test size is 0.2. That means I'm going to use 20% of my whole data set as my test data set. Then random state is 0. Then after this I'm going to write a function, that is user report. Okay, so basically I'm going to build such a model that is going to have some sliders. That means user can slide between the values according to him, and at the runtime only he can see the result whether he's diabetic or not. So I have to create these sliders for all these values, and you know this is very easy when we use Streamlit by drawing these sliders. Okay, so I'm going to build these sliders for all of these my feature point, that is pregnancy, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, body mass, and this is diabetes pedigree function, then the age. So this becomes very easy when you write st.sidebar. That means sidebar is, I'm going to use the sidebar, that is left side corner. You will see when I will run the model. Then I'm going to import the slider from this class, and you must give a title to your slider. So first one is pregnancies, then the minimum and the maximum. So 0 means the minimum value of that slider, and 17 means the ending value, the maximum value, and 3 means the starting point. Okay. Then I have done the same thing for all my values. Done. So after this, I have created a dictionary to store all my values. That means I have given a key name and then the value. So all these key names are these names, and these are the variables that are storing the values of my sliders. Okay. So this is a simple dictionary which is named as user report. Then after this, I have created a data frame of my user report. So report data, that means the data from the report is equal to, has been converted into a Python pandas data frame, that is pd.data frame, and that is containing my dictionary. So you know that I have also taught in my pandas tutorial that how you can create a data frame. So this is the basic method of creating a data frame. So pd.data frame, and then you provide a dictionary, so user report. So what it will do, it will create the columns name as these names, and all the data will be these names. Okay, all these variables, right? So this was the method of creating a data frame from my customers report data. So this report data is going to contain all the data of my customer, of my patient, for to be more precise. Then I'm going to return this data frame to my main functions. Then I'm storing the return value of this function. So you can see that I'm calling this function user report here. Okay, and I'm storing this return value into a new variable, that is user data. So my user data is going to contain this data frame. Now I'm going to create a variable that is my random forest classifier, and I'm going to fit this model with my xtrain and ytrain. So you know that now, so now you know that my random forest classifier model is trained with xtrain and ytrain. Now I'm again giving now I also want to show my patient that what is the accuracy of my model. So I'm putting a heading st.subheader, that is accuracy, and now I'm going to show my patient the accuracy. So I'm using st.write string of this accuracy. So what I'm doing, I'm using this accuracy score from my sklearn.metrics, and then I'm printing the accuracy against ytest comma rf.predict xtest. So this is going to be my accuracy. So you know that this is going to be a float value, so I'm multiplying it by 100 and adding this percentage sign to show the accuracy of the model. So I think it is clear at this till this point. Then after this, I'm going to predict the result of the user data. That means the, you know that now patient has slided among these values, and some, it has some data now. So I'm testing these data. Now I'm predicting the report of the customer, whether he is diabetic or not. So I'm going to I'm going to predict the user data, right? Because user data is a dictionary which is containing all my values of the customers that customer has entered using the sliders. Okay, so this is a dictionary, not the dictionary, the data frame, which was a dictionary at first, but now it is a data frame, and I'm using rf.predict to predict the outcome. Okay, now I'm putting again one heading, that is your report, and output is output. So I have defined a simple variable over here, and if user result at 0, that means if the user result is equal to 0, that means he is not diabetic. So I'm printing, so I'm storing the value of the output as you are healthy, else I'm storing the value of the output as you are not healthy, and I'm printing st.write output. So you know that st.write is used to write something in Streamlit. So I'm writing the output whether he is healthy or not. So I hope this is clear, and if you miss something, you can obviously backward the video, and let's run our model. So what you need to do, come out of here and open the command prompt, and you need to write uh, streamlit run and the location of your app.py. So what I'm going to do, I'm copy this thing, paste it over here, and backslash app.py, because the name of my Python file was app.py, and this is my dataset. Okay, so I'm going to run my app.py and press enter, and make sure that you have downloaded the Streamlit in your using your command prompt. Okay, so I'm running it, and let's see what it gives. So it is telling that you can view your, so it has automatically opened the browser, and let's see the output. So you can see the beautiful output you can see. So this was the heading, and so this is called the title. Okay, this is called the title, and this is called the subheading. Okay, so as I have told earlier, that first of all I am showing a title. So this one is that, and subheading training data, and I'm describing my data frame. So here I'm describing count, mean, standard deviation, minimum. Okay, so this is my training data. And after this I had told that I'm going to show a chart, the visualization. So I'm talking about this thing, bar chart. So you can see this is the visualization, and there is a proper legend at the right side. And then I'm showing the accuracy of my model. So now I'm talking about this thing, that is subheader is accuracy, and then the st dot right, the accuracy of my RF model. Okay, so this is the accuracy, and this is your report, because this one are like a healthy report data are entered over here. So when I'm going to increase the glucose, and I'm going to increase the pregnancies, so as you can see it is telling you are not healthy. Okay, then I'm again decreasing the glucose, and then it is telling you are healthy. Okay, so you can play with these values, and it is going to show the result in the runtime. So okay, and whenever you make some change in the code, you can go to this menu and rerun this function to again run this thing. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and yeah, you can download this dataset from Kaggle. And yes, so make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and till the next content, you can keep coding, keep innovating, and thank you.